You're listening to The Drew Yari Show.
That's the wine and diner with kings and queens.
You're looking at the man. You're listening to The Drew Yari Show.
Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Drew Yari, and you're coming to the Drew Yari. You are here at the Drew Yari Show. It is Thursday, new start time actually, 5 p.m. March the 5th. It's already March. We're already 3 months into this new year, new decade. It's crazy. I decided to start this show earlier, or to make this show a lot earlier. Just because. I mean, I kind of, made a little joke that, I had to do with wrestling soup, which it does and it doesn't. It's not really a shot at them. It's more like, I'm not going to be able to compete with them if my show's in between their spot. Thursdays are always, soup's time. Prime time is always soup's time. So I'm here at early evening. But 5 p.m. I decided to start a little early. These shows are probably just going to be a little shorter, like I always say. And I had a news article about MGF, and for some reason it took it off. Let me get it back up. But yeah, again, these shows are going to be 5 p.m., starting now. And I believe Sue is going to start at 6:30. They said 7:30 Eastern time, so that'd be 6:30 my time. So I'm going to try and end the show as quickly as I can, maybe 75 minutes. So 1:15. Just so I start in time for Sue. But anyways, welcome to the show, guys. How is everybody's day going? My day has been okay. Just been don't really do much on my days off. Yesterday we just did a lot of running around. I took my girl to T-Mobile, and she needed a new phone. Her phone was already paid off. She had an S5, which is crazy, and I'm forgetting when she got it. The S5, I believe it was 2017, if I had to guess. Because I remember she actually lost her phone when we went to the movie theater. When we went to the movies, I think 3 years ago, she actually lost her phone, which we're thinking someone stole the phone. That's the honest assessment. We're thinking that somebody that was working there saw the phone, and they took it. And then when we went back in there to go look, I guess they saw and they took it. So we honestly think that somebody, oh my god, fucking, Windows and their fucking upgrades, I don't care. Okay, anyways. So she had that phone for a while, and it's already paid off, so we went to T-Mobile. She decided to upgrade. The weird thing is, the store we went to, they didn't have the phone that she had because, and these are, the person I was helping us, this is their actual words, because of the coronavirus, they didn't really shipments in. So her phone's pretty much is just going to be sent to her, and I think it's going to be in 2 weeks. So she's going to have a new phone on the way in about 2 weeks. And I brought this tablet that I've had for 4 years, which was actually hers. I got it on a special offer, and basically is the battery. What happened was, it was just weird. It would do this thing where, it would need to stay plugged in for it to work, and as soon as you would take it out the plug, it could be at 88%, and it would just turn off like that. So it was a battery issue. And the guy suggested, well, I think you might have to go to, like, order a battery off of Amazon. But the cover that's you know, on the back of the tablet, there is no way in hell you can take that off. And there's no way in hell anyone working at that store can take it off, which is odd because they sell those tablets. So basically, there's a promotion going on where I can add 2 new lines. And those lines would be for free. And it would just be replacing the old tablet. The only thing I would just pay for, you know, that day would be to walk over with, you know, the 2 tablets, which was like $50-something bucks. And that's including the tax. And, you know, I had the insurances. I believe the insurances would just go towards, you know, the bill every month, which actually got lowered after I paid off the phone. So, which I paid my phone off, by the way. And I'm thinking about next week when I get paid to trade to, you know, upgrade it to an S10 since my girl's getting the S10. So, you know, we're happy with that. We got our tablets, and then we went to the movies yesterday to watch The Invisible Man. I'm not sure if I should review it now or do it on the extra show, because I haven't done an extra show in 2 weeks, and I had that with Ruben Prime. Shout out to him. So I think I might just do a review for The Invisible Man on the extra show. So, but I guess like a non-spoiler review. Yeah, the movie just wasn't very good. I expected a lot from it. It looked like it was going to be scary. I remember telling my girl after we saw it, because she didn't really care for it, because she had mixed feelings. But overall, it seemed like she just really didn't like it. And I can pretty much understand why. To me, it felt like we were watching 2 different movies. Like, the first half seemed like it was horror. The second half seemed like it was not horror. Like, it was like a Lifetime movie. And it just wasn't very good. It didn't live up to the type of standards that I wanted. But I think I might just do a review for it on the extra show, because I haven't done one in 2 weeks. And I said before, it's not going to be a show that I would do every single week. I would just do it like every now and then, so, depending on, you know, what's going on. But yeah, that's pretty much our day. And then today, I just spent the majority of the day playing Uncharted. I bought all 4 games. What happened was the first 3 games are in a bundle. Like, GameStop had a sale from where you get the first 3 games in one, and it's 1, 2, and 3, and that was $17.99, and I bought, you know, Uncharted 4 for $9.99. So that's a damn good deal. I never saw myself playing that game. I think what interested me more in it was there's a YouTuber. For some reason, I'm not coming through on Discord, though. There's a YouTuber I watch named Jeremy Johns. He reviews movies mainly, and then he'll review TV shows and video games. And he was reviewing the Uncharted series, and he was just putting it over, saying how much he loved it, that it was amazing in A, B, C, and D. So it got me hyped, and you know, I have a PS4, and Xbox One, and a Switch, and I still have my 3DS. And Uncharted is only for PlayStation. Like when you turn the game on in the intro, it says Sony Studios presents. So I wanted to buy it. Overall, I like it. A lot of people on Twitter had, you know, pretty much said the same thing. The 4th one is the better one. The first 3 are, you know, so-so. This one's pretty good. It seems almost too easy. It seems easy, but it's easy to make mistakes. It's easy to die in the game. But overall, I like it. I've been streaming it on my YouTube channel, because I'm trying to put as many videos as I can on there, not just shows. So I'm streaming the games. I had spent over 2 hours streaming today, and I was just about to download the video to my phone and upload it on my YouTube channel. And my dumbass decides to delete the video before I upload it, instead of just uploading it first and then deleting the streaming video. So over 2 hours of gameplay is going to be missed. There's going to be a big gap. And that's my fault. Because you're supposed to upload the video first and then delete the stream. But, whatever. It is what it is. So yeah, I'm going to be streaming on there a lot. I'm going to try and finish up this whole series. Last of Us already finished. What I was saying was Last of Us comes out in May 29th. Which I'm getting that. I'm going to pre-order it next week. If not next week, then maybe the week after. The game doesn't come out until May. Like literally the end of May. And I want to try and finish up this Uncharted series, as fast as possible. So that way I can, start Last of Us 2. Again, which looks dope. They announced today that that HBO is possibly starting a Last of Us TV series, which is fucking dope. I have to look it up. Bloody disgusting. HBO and Chernobyl creator reteaming for Last of Us television series, which that's already an A+ for me because I love Chernobyl. I love the series Chernobyl. So now you got the creator teaming up for it, and it's a live action show. Reports with game creator writer Neil Druckmann on board to co-write and produce. Craig Mazin, Chernobyl is developing the planned series for HBO, and he'll be working with Druckmann to write and executive produce the adaptation of Naughty Dog's game. Yeah, so the actual executive president of the studio that made the game is gonna work with the writer of the show, which that's amazing. Usually doesn't video games and movies have not always fared, very well, because it's not like with superhero movies where now you have, writers from Marvel, now you have writers from DC. What the fuck is Tegan Knox doing? She's making these weird faces. It's not like, with I had a point with this and I got distracted by Tegan Knox. But because I remember asking a friend of mine who's a big video game guy, I remember asking him, why do you think the video game movies don't work as well, or they don't fare as well as superhero movies? And he said, because they don't have the writers, which makes sense. There have never been any good video game movies. Mortal Kombat's like a cult classic. I mean, we can watch that for what it is, but is it something that's a tour de force, or going to win any awards, or make a shit ton of money, or just get Rotten Tomatoes good reviews? No, it's what it is. It's a movie we can have fun watching, but it's not a good movie at all. The Tomb Raider movies, I think they had good reviews. The most recent one that came out, I didn't see it, but I don't remember really hearing anything else about it. But again, I got sidetracked by Tegan Knox. But I will definitely. I have a point, and I'm getting to this. You had Sonic the Hedgehog, which had great finish. I think the best reviewed movie based off of a video game, and also made a lot of money for a video game movie. And then you had Detective Pikachu, which again, great movie, made a lot of money. These studios need to realize we need to bring in writers. These games are successful for a reason. We can't just bring in these big Hollywood writers that play the game for maybe 30 minutes and assume they know what the game is about, or watch the walkthrough for it. We need the actual people that wrote and produced and directed this game. So you already have HBO. You already have the show's going to be. You have the game is going to be on HBO, so that means the game is going to be actually violent. Like, there's going to be violence, there's going to be, cursing, there will be adult situations like there was in the game. Because when you play Last of Us, it is a very brutal game. Not to say it's just all violence. It's all about relationships. It's basically Walking Dead, except it just focuses on two people. It focuses on relationships. It focuses on the relationship of Joel. And is there a link for the live show? Dave S. Who's Dave S? All right, someone named Dave S. just messaged me. Hold on. Let me message this guy real quick. Like, dude, you can just join the Discord. Is he even in my Discord? So did he join? Is Dave in my chat room? That is the question. Or I can just go to Spreaker and give it to him. I was on a roll. I'm assuming he means disc. I don't know. Okay, I gave it to him. So, hopefully he joins. But yeah, back to Last of Us. I'm hyped for it. It's going to be HBO, and it's going to follow the story. I mean, maybe not completely, but it'll follow the story. It'll be as violent as the game. It'll be as brutal. It'll be as mature as the game is. And I'm happy for it. I'm happy that this is going to happen. This is a possibility. I mean, there were rumors that it was going to be a movie, which I was not. I personally feel it's better off as a show because there is so much in this game that is to be told. Like, there are so many stories and characters in this game that needs to be told, and putting it in a movie where it's just 2 hours, condensed of a game that's, I would say, takes maybe 6-7 hours to finish. Like, you need more time for that. 2 hours is not going to do it. So now that we got a TV show, I'm assuming 6 episodes. 7, 8 episodes. If I had to guess. I'm happy for it. I'm happy to hear it. So who would they cast, though? I mean, would they cast... For Joel... I don't know. Julian Cannon put Andrew Lincoln. I don't... I think that'd just pretty much be Walking Dead. That's just Walking Dead. That's still Walking Dead for Andrew Lincoln. I put Josh Brolin. I mean, even though he's a little older, but fuck it. And I put Ben Affleck because Ben Affleck can rock a beard. The character of Joel was interesting because he can be this hard ass, and he can also empathy. Ben Affleck can play that kind of character, and also he can rock a beard. And he's a big burrow looking motherfucker too. For Ellie, I put McKenna Grace. If anyone doesn't know who that is, she's basically that little girl that's in everything now. She was in the Annabelle Comes Home movie. She was what else was she in? She was in the movie with Chris Evans, where that was her uncle. I think it was called Gifted. And she was also, younger Captain Marvel, where she only came out for like 10 seconds. But I think that'd be a perfect cast. But I'm pretty sure whoever they pick is going to do just fine. Yeah, Last of Us 2. Can't wait for that. It's pretty much what I'm doing as far as video games go. We had talked about, me and Green Ruben talked about video games on Yari, so be sure to check that out. Let's get to the biggest kind of, I wouldn't say it's a big story. It's kind of a story, but it's kind of like a nothing burger. MJF. MJF was at C2E2 in Chicago last weekend, pretty much the same time when, I think it was the day after Revolution, which we'll get to Revolution in a bit. There was a video where a little kid, a 7-year-old fan, I think that was his dad, we're taking a picture of them, and MJF just decides to give him the middle finger during the photo. You see the little kid, I guess, just try to just go try to go along with it. The boy's father, his name is I don't know if I should. Fuck it. Tom Gilmartin took to Twitter to complain about the situation to AEW EVP Cody Rhodes. The website I'm on is eWrestling News. He tweeted at Cody Rhodes and Matt Jackson of the Young Bucks, which I don't know why. My son and I are big fans of AEW. We order AEW Revolution, and my little guy was all excited to go to C2E2. The very next day to see some of the wrestlers. The first we saw was MJF. You may have seen the pic or video going around that is me and my son, that Cody Rhodes and Matt Jackson, when he flips him off. Fuck, I keep breaking the conversation. Oh my god, really? I'm barely on the damn... What the fudge? Now it's not even letting me do anything. Okay, I'm just pretty much just trying to create room for myself, and apparently I unplugged my mic, which is stupid. Anyways, I'm just going to try and keep it. Cody Rhodes and Matt Jackson, when he flips him off, I tried to laugh it off, knowing he's just in character, and Joey Janela, fucker. Oof. We ain't in trouble with that. Was great helping to calm my son down, but it really upset him. I know that's his gimmick, but he's only 7. And he doesn't understand. His eyes would tear up, and he didn't. At Cody Rhodes and at Matt Jackson. Too far flipping him off now, and there's a video and people making memes to make fun. And I don't like that as a parent. I hope you guys can understand and tell him to calm his antics down in front of kids. I'm in the process of trying to take these videos down at Cody Rhodes and at Matt Jackson, since they were taken without our knowledge, and I hope better judgment is made in the future. Cody Rhodes responded by offering Gilmartin and his son free tickets and a personal meet and greet the next time they're in the area. Hey Tom, just give me your name and city, and we will have some will call tickets for the next time we are in the neighborhood. Plus, I'll personally come by and say hello during the show. And there's another of Cody. Yeah, I remember Cody responded to it where he basically just said, what you see with MJF on television, what you see in real life. That's literally his character. So, big ups to Cody for sticking up for MJF, and because if this were WWE, they'd have to apologize. MJF would have to go on Twitter or Instagram and put out a handwritten apology by Stephanie McMahon and say, I am terribly sorry for my horrible actions. This is not me. I ain't a good person. I donate to charity. Listen, it's not my job to tell people how to feel. I can't tell this kid how to feel. Because kids, obviously, he's a 7-year-old. 7-year-olds are not going to know how the wrestling business works. But then again, there was another video of MJF flipping off another kid, and then the kid flipped him off back, and he was just laughing the whole time. So, I don't know. Again, kids are just built differently. Depends on the kid. If this was me, I probably would have flipped him off back. So, I can't really tell people how to feel. This is just... It is what it is. I'm surprised what other wrestlers think about it. Like I said, I'm glad that Cody Rhodes, stuck up for MJF and didn't force him to give some apology that he knew he wasn't going to mean. It's kind of similar to there's a situation with Kevin Owens where where Kevin Owens, in heel character, was walking down to the ring and some fan touched him and he turned. It was a little kid and told him, "Hey, don't put your hands on me. You're wearing a John Cena shirt, so go fuck yourself." I mean, I don't think he said go fuck yourself. He just said, "Don't put your hands on me. You're wearing a John Cena shirt." And supposedly the kid was crying his eyes out, but it didn't really happen. Supposedly the mom was full of shit, and Jake the Snake. Yeah, Jake the Snake. But, yeah, this is what it is. It didn't surprise me. I thought it was hilarious, by the way. I say time and time again, it seems like I'm, blowing this guy, but, MJF is just, he gets it. I always say he gets it. There's really nobody like him nowadays. Because, in the era of pro wrestling, it just seems like guys nowadays, they'd rather be liked rather than be successful. And, MJF is showing that he wants to be successful. He doesn't give a shit about being liked. And at the same time, he's able to keep that character. It's like there's a video of him. If you go on YouTube, there's a video where he's talking at his old high school, and he's talking about his experiences. At the same time, he's still keeping that cocky, arrogant prick persona. Like when he's talking to his old football coach, he's Jake is also MJF is also 20-something, and Jake the Snake has been in the business longer. So it's a little unfair to compare both of them, because MJF is literally new. I'm just saying I like him. I'm not trying to compare him to anyone. But going back to the video, he's talking to his high school football coach and he's being friendly with him. But then you go back to the interview and he's being a dick to the interviewer. So the point I'm trying to make to you is MJF is the only guy in the business nowadays. I like Jake too. Don't get me wrong. I like Jake too. MJF in the is the only guy in the business now that gets it and that carries on that old school persona of, I'm going to keep my dickish character off screen. And if you get offended, then oh well. That's all you. Because as much as I like Kevin Owens, Kevin Owens, when he acts like a heel on screen, you'll see him on social media being a nice guy, I guess, to certain people. So I don't know how else to say it. MJF is the only guy that gets kayfabe. And it's one of those things where it's just he works better in AEW. AEW works for him a lot better, because if he were to go to WWE, they would not know how to use him. Because I told Ruben this last week, or a couple weeks ago, I'm pretty sure Triple H wants him. Triple H sees a guy like him and wants him. But Vince would not know how to use him. Vince's idea of a cocky heel is to go out there and, tell people they suck and to tell people they're stinky. Kind of like with Dean Ambrose. When they made Dean Ambrose a heel, they had him go out there and just tell people that they smell. He actually is kind of a dick when he was the only guy charging $100 for a meet and greet while Cody, and he has never been to the show. Yeah, well, again, kind of going back to what I said, he's a dick. I don't really know what else. I'm not gonna say he's the nicest guy in the world. I'm not gonna defend him, but I'm just saying I like him. He's one of my favorites. So, but I'm not gonna pay $200 for a meet and greet. Fuck that. That's not justifiable. I'm not justifying anything. Did you? I'm just. I don't know. I don't really know what else to say. I'm not really justifying anything. I'm not defending anything. I'm saying what I'm saying. But what else can we talk about? guess we can go with, we can talk about Revolution for a bit. I didn't watch the live show because I'm not going to pay $50-$60 for a pay-per-view. But I watched someone was kind enough to upload it on YouTube, so I watched that. Cody's tat. Oh. I don't think it's the design that's that bad. I think it's where you decide to put it. If he had put it like on his arm or in like his chest, not like on his whole chest, but like on his pec. Because I have a Punisher tattoo on my left pec. I don't have it on my neck for obvious reasons. I think if you just put it like on one of his pecs or one of his arms, I don't think it would have been that big of a deal. But putting it on his neck, it was odd. Oh, we can talk about Punisher, all day, but I like Bernthal. A lot of people didn't care for him, but I liked it. Yeah, putting it on that neck was bad. It was just bad. And Brandy apparently hates it. It's funny because I imagine a lot of the AEW faithful are defending the neck tattoo. And the wife of the guy that they're defending and thinking is the most amazing man on earth. And I like Cody. I'm not shitting on Cody. His wife is actually saying, "I don't like this tattoo." I don't know. I can't speak for Brandy. Did you? I can't speak for Brandy or Cody. But to me, in my opinion, I think it's the fact that he decided to put it on his neck. You know what I mean? I thought that was a bad look. Actually, doesn't he already have a tattoo on his pec, though? Because I think he has a tattoo that says "The Dream." So, I don't know. Maybe why he didn't put it there. But, yeah, his dad. The American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, man. I know who that is. I don't know. I don't see why he didn't just put it on his arm. I don't know. But, yeah, the tattoo is pretty... It's like if Kid Rock and Optimus Prime had sex. Thoughts on cleavage tats? I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is, man. I don't really care where they put it. People can do whatever they want. Cody can do whatever the hell he wants. We're just gonna make fun of it later. But I mean, do location put you in a weird space? I'm not sure what that means. Sorry, I got sidetracked by NXT. Oh, was that a promo for Killer Cross? It looked like a promo for Killer Cross. I don't know. It's not really my place to judge where someone puts their tattoo. It's one of those things where I'm not gonna judge you for it, but at the same time, don't expect people to give you weird looks. I don't know. I think sometimes it's what kind of tattoo you get. Because my brother, he got this really ugly tribal tattoo on his arm years ago. Think of the douchiest, think of the whitest guy you know getting the douchiest tattoo you can think of. And the story was that there was a friend of the family who was going to give him the tattoo he wanted, but instead of waiting, he decides to go get his own tattoo, and it is the douchiest tribal tattoo you can think of. Just think of any white boy getting a really douchey tribal tattoo, and it was bad. And my brother actually went on record saying, "Yeah, it was bad. I kind of regret this tattoo." And then years later, he didn't get rid of it. Not Goldberg tribal tattoo. I would say mix it with Goldberg, and for some reason there was a rose on it. That's the best way I can think of. But years later, he actually got it touched up, Like, he kind of drew over it. And it actually looks better. But I've really been meaning to touch up my Punisher tattoo. I got it in 2012. And it's... Sometimes, honestly, I forget it's even there. Like, I'll be taking a shower or something, and I'll just look over. I'm like, oh, I forget I got that. And it's not that it's bad. It's just there. You know what I mean? But I really need to get it touched up. Maybe add some artwork to it. Hey, Drew, do you have any action figures of your favorite wrestler? Oh man, all my action figures are long gone. When I was a little kid, I did not take better care of my action figures. Not like today, where if you buy action figures, you need to keep them in the cardboard. You need to make sure they're valuable. Back then, I did not understand or appreciate the term valuable or value, because I'm thinking today, if I taking better care of not just my wrestling figures but my action figures, like my Wolverine action figure, or my Superman, or my Batman, or my Dragon Ball Z toys, they probably would have made some. I probably would have got some good money for them, but I just didn't take very good care of them. But yeah, let's kind of get back on track. I kind of want to get out of here before 6:30. Yeah, let's talk about Revolution for a bit. I probably won't go into in-depth detail about each match. I agree. VG is my favorite character. I'll just gloss over each match and just kind of give a small little assessment for it. I didn't watch the Dark Show or the pre-show, whatever you want to call it, because the pre-show was Dr. Britt Baker and Penelope Ford with Kip Sabian defeating Riho, and Yuka Sakazaki. Didn't see it. For some reason, didn't see the Dark Order. Oh wait, did I? No, I didn't. I don't know why I didn't show. This is another pre-show match. The Dark Order, Evil Uno and Stu Grayson with Alex Reynolds and John Silver defeating SoCal Uncensored, Frankie Kazarian and Scorpio Sky. I didn't see that. The first match tonight was Jake Hager defeating Dustin Rhodes. This is probably the best I've seen Jake Hager in a long time, even when he was Jack Swagger. It was a good match because you had two guys that are legit big. I wouldn't consider Dusty Rhodes a big guy, but he's not a small guy. He's a wrestler, if that makes sense. He has a good size for a wrestler, and then you had Jake Hager, who they look like they were in they were similar size, similar build. But I like Jake Hager in this match. Jake Hager ends up winning by a submission. I think it was a bear hug, if I'm not mistaken. And the next match, you had Darby Allin defeating Sammy Guevara. This match was 5 minutes. Wow. Darby Allin wins with I think it was a coffin drop, if that was the name of the move. It was what it was. I personally don't like either of these two. A smarmy douche. And Sammy Guevara is just not really that good in the ring. It's just an opinion. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the channel, Pumpkin Nick. Next match, which was, the greatest tag team match ever. The greatest tag team match that ever existed in the history of Forever and Time. Yeah, Kenny Omega and Adam Page defeating the Young Bucks to retain the AEW World Tag Team Championships. This match was 30 minutes and 5 seconds. Dave Meltzer called it the greatest tag team match he's ever seen. Which, you look at the four guys in the ring, I mean, that maybe that shouldn't come as a surprise, but the match was okay. I mean, the match wasn't bad, but to call it the greatest tag team match ever, I don't know. I don't see it. Is it better than DIY versus the Revival at TakeOver in Toronto? Is it better than Kurt Angle and Chris Benoit versus Edge and Rey Mysterio at No Mercy 2002? I mean, are we even counting TLC matches? Can we count TLC matches? If we are, TLC at WrestleMania 17 or TLC at Armageddon 2006. So I don't know. The match wasn't bad. But the greatest match, the greatest tag team match ever. No, I'm gonna have to disagree with Uncle Dave. Yeah, I mean, the inside joke about Dave Meltzer is that he's in AEW's pocket. I mean, would it really surprise anyone if he is in bed with AEW? I mean, not really. It wouldn't really surprise anyone because he makes it painfully obvious that he loves AEW and anything Japanese related. So, but yeah, I still say he's on the take. Yeah, well, again, wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, Omega and Paige win. I've made it very clear in the past, since the show has been alive for 2 years, I am not a Kenny Omega fan. I don't think he's as great as everyone hypes him up to be. I think he's very talented, but he is not great. He is not the best wrestler of all time. He's not AJ Styles. AJ Styles would work circles around him. Daniel Bryan would work circles around him. His hair is talented. Yeah, you keep thinking that. And then the Young Bucks, I'm not fans of either. I'm just tired of this whole shtick with the Young Bucks. The whole, flippy, kicky, I'm going to do 15 super kicks in one match. It's just, it's stupid. Like, I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of the Young Bucks. I'm kind of fed up with it. Adam Page is probably the only one of that bunch I'm a fan of. I think he's got talent. He's got it. He's somebody that could be on WWE television tomorrow. He's got the look. He's got the talent. Him on the mic needs a little work, but then again, that's not always something that's always important. But for WWE, it is. I do like that buckshot move that he does, where he comes off the top rope, or he flips over the rope and then he rolls and then goes for a clothesline. I do like that, by the way. I like what I see. The whole him drinking for no reason doesn't make any sense. I don't really think anyone's really explained why he's drinking. I mean, is he drinking because he's jealous of the Young Bucks? I mean, wouldn't it be easy just to have him be like, hey, I think I got screwed out of becoming the first ever AEW champion, and since then I've just been really depressed. And I'm not going to hurt myself, I'm not going to hurt other people, so I'm just going to drink. Like, why not just do that? Why not just explain it like that? Instead of just, I'm jealous of Kenny Omega, now I'm going to drink. It's like, come on. You're better than Kenny Omega, in my opinion. I'm going to say it. Adam Page is better than Kenny Omega. Think with that what you must. Next match, you had Nyla Rose versus Chris Statlander for the AEW Women's Championship. Nyla Rose won, retained the Women's Championship. Again, the match was okay. Nyla Rose, I'm starting to slowly like. I like her on the mic. I like how she's just going out there and just saying how she looks. What I mean by that is, I'm here to beat bitches' asses. I'm going to come out here and beat the shit out of everybody. I'm going to take on comers. There you go. I like how it's not a Nia Jax thing where it's like, I was bullied, and I need to stand up for everybody. And you can't get bullied, and if you're being bullied, you need to stand up to that bully. Like, I like how her promos aren't a PSA ad. I like how her promos are just her saying, I'm going to beat the shit out of everybody. Yeah, the whole licking thing is weird. I don't know. When people lick each other, when you're not having sex and you're licking other people, that's just weird. Unless you're a cat. Unless you're a dog or a cat. Other than that, that's just weird. Next match, in my opinion, was match of the night. You had MJF defeating Cody in a singles match. Great storytelling. MJF in the ring is not... He's not great in the ring. He still needs to work on it, but I think his character kind of... It overshadows the fact that he needs to be a lot better in the ring, if that makes sense. Cody being the one that pretty much has to carry the whole match. Which, again, the match wasn't bad. It was good. I liked it. There's a spot where MJF is hiding from Cody. And he fucks with two fans. He slaps somebody's hat off. And then he takes a beer and throws it in somebody's face because they're telling him to get in the ring. Spot where MJF, he busts open. So he's bleeding throughout the whole match. It looks like Wardlow is going to do a move to Brandy, but then Arn Anderson gets Brandy off his shoulders. MJF somehow gets his diamond ring and punches Cody, which I believe that was it. Or was it Wardlow that punched Cody? Alright, take care, did you? And MJF wins the match, which I picked him in the match because I think he needed it more. Because Cody can lose and he'll still look good because at the end of the day, Cody's Cody. The people love Cody. He's the big baby face. So MJF wins. Overall, again, I thought it was a match of the night. So again, I'm not gonna talk too much about these matches. I'm just trying to speed through it because I want to try and get out of here for 6:30. Yeah, Pac and Orange Cassidy. Pac defeating Orange Cassidy. Again, I don't know if I've said it already. I don't like the whole Orange Cassidy gimmick. I don't mean to shit on everything people like. I don't like the gimmick. I don't like the whole fun. I don't like the funny gimmick. I think it's stupid. I don't think it's clever. And my hands are out again. I don't think the Orange Cassidy gimmick is funny or clever. I just think it's stupid, in my opinion. And the fact that Pac has to make this guy look interesting. Then you have the main event, which is Jon Moxley defeating Chris Jericho for the AEW World Championship. A lot of near falls in this match. The match was not great. I mean, the crowd seemed the crowd was obviously happy when Moxley won, but they didn't seem that interested in the match. I don't know if it was just how the TV, it was just how it was coming off on the TV, or I don't know. It just seemed that way to me. Like, it didn't seem like the crowd was that interested. The crowd was very invested in the Cody and MJF match, and as much as I shit on the match, they liked the tag team championship match. For this one, they didn't seem like they were that interested. Spoiler alert, Moxley wins. Moxley wins with a paradigm shift. During the match, the Inner Circle were out hitting Moxley while the ref wasn't looking. The ref ends up throwing the Inner Circle out, but then Sammy Guevara comes out with the AEW World Championship and hits Moxley right in the face, ends up cutting him right above his eye. Moxley kicks out. Moxley goes for a paradigm shift and wins. Moxley is now the new AEW World Champion. He ends up cutting a promo after the match, which, I don't know, like, it's a problem I had with this promo and the promo from last night, where I think it's just character, because his character is supposed to be the badass, and he's cutting a very John Cena-esque promo. That's just the way I saw it. And he's saying, I love this shit, and then he ends up cutting, saying fuck, because they cut him off. He's like, what the fuck, and I'm not done yet. And so we go to Dynamite. Okay, we go to AEW Dynamite, which again, he kind of gave a very similar promo where he thanked the fans, which I don't know. Like, I don't know why he gave that promo. I don't know if they told him to give it or he decided to go on and give it, but it didn't feel right with his character to come out and thank the fans and say this title belongs to you, doesn't belong to me. It doesn't seem like since they want to compare him to Stone Cold Steve Austin. When's the last time you ever heard Stone Cold Steve Austin give a promo like that? Like, when have you ever seen Stone Cold say, "I want to thank everybody out here"? What? I want to thank everybody out here. What? That's a bad impression. And say, this title's for you. This title's not for me. This beer's for you. What? If you want to compare somebody to Stone Cold, you need to actually do your research on Stone Cold, and that's never a promo Stone Cold would ever give it. But he comes out, cut his promo, A, B, C, and D. The Inner Circle comes out, and Jericho tells him pretty much, I don't need to hold a title to be like champion, and I'll make a deal with you. I'll leave for 60 days, and if you're able to stand on your own 2 feet by the end of tonight. Okay. See Cabana versus the Dark Order. Colt Cabana is the newest member of AEW. Yeah, didn't really care for this. Big Swole. I just laugh at that name. Big Swole versus Leva Bates. And this match was kind of what you thought it'd be. And then Jake Roberts. Jake Roberts came out. He his AEW debut during a Cody Rhodes promo. Cody Rhodes, talking about how he wants to face MJF again. It's weird because Jake Roberts pointed out something that I think we all kind of realized, which is just that Cody lost, but he's complaining about not winning fairly, which I thought was odd. And he wanted MJF to come out. Jake the Snake Roberts came out. Jake the Snake Roberts claimed that the Dark Side will come back to WWE. Or not WWE, they'll be coming to AEW. He'll bring a client, and he will stand at ringside with that client while he battles Cody. And he ended the promo by saying, "Never turn your back on a man you fear or respect." And then he just turns his back and throws the microphone at Cody, which I thought was pretty funny. So, who could this Dark Side be? I mean, is it a brand new guy? Is it Matt Hardy? Is it Luke Harper? I can't imagine it'd be Matt Hardy, because we're talking about the Dark Side. I couldn't imagine it'd be Broken, the Broken Matt Hardy. Could it be Luke Harper? That'd be interesting. Oh shit! I turned on my phone. And then you had Chuck Taylor versus Pac. Who the hell won that? Pac defeated Taylor. Again, I don't care to see any of these guys out. Then you had QT Marshall versus Jake Hager. Marshall's now part of the Nightmare family. Which, okay. Jack Swagger wins. Whatchamacallit? Trying to read this whole thing because I watched it last night. I'm just trying to read everything. Pretty much there was a big schmoz at the end where Dustin Rhodes comes out and makes a save for QT Marshall, and then everybody else comes in, fights, including the Young Bucks, and then Paige comes in and takes out Hager. And then Hager flicks off one of the Young Bucks and then walks out with his beer. And then he had the main event, which is Jon Moxley and Darby Allin versus Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara. Before the match, while Moxley is making his entrance through the I guess the concession stand in the back or whatever you want to call it, the Inner Circle attacks Jon Moxley. They beat the shit out of him and just leave him there for dead. So now it's just Darby Allin by himself versus Guevara and Jericho. I liked it. What I liked about it was that they didn't make Darby Allin look too strong. They made him look strong, but not strong to where he looks like he's a fucking superhero. And I thought it was obviously the right move to have the Inner Circle when they beat Darby Allin. But Darby Allin got a lot of offense in. They made him look like the sympathetic babyface. He looked like he was able to fight off two guys at once. But in the end, the Inner Circle wins. Moxley comes out with a steel chair against doctor's orders. But the Inner Circle ends up taking him out anyway, and they leave him. They look. I guess they did what looked like a Shield powerbomb. They powerbombed him through this table outside the entranceway, and that's how the show ended. The show ended with the Inner Circle flicking off Moxley. So Jericho will not be on for 60 days. So that was AEW Dynamite. I currently have NXT on. I'm watching Oni Lorcan and whoever the other guy is versus the Undisputed Era, Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly. AEW wasn't a bad show. I enjoyed it. There was less flippy, kicky stuff and a lot more technical wrestling, which I enjoyed it. I enjoyed what I saw. I enjoyed the main event. I thought the main event worked. Like I was saying, they made Darby Allin look strong enough. They didn't make him look like he was a superhero. But they made him look strong enough. And I mean, Darby Allin is talented. I'm just not a fan. I think he's just kind of a smarmy douche. What kind of rubbed me the wrong way about him is just things he said, where he said he wouldn't go to WWE because he thinks Vince McMahon would make him jerk off in a boiler room, which that didn't make any sense. That seemed like it was very oddly specific. And then, kind of saying, I'm not a fanboy. I'm not an NXT fanboy. I don't care about any of that. And it's just like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? Like, that literally doesn't make... I think if he just... Because he had said later on, if I had went there, I probably would have got lost in the shovel because there's like 500 other guys there that don't get to work. I think if he had just said that, that would have been fine. But then to say shit like, I'm not an NXT fanboy, I don't care about wrestling, and I'm like, what the fuck is that even supposed to mean, dude? Like, come on. I just think he's kind of a douche, and he's married to Priscilla Kelly, who's a fucking idiot too. I'm just like bashing everybody tonight. But overall, AEW was good. They won in the ratings again. I should have had that pulled up. Let me pull that up real quick. Alright, so AEW had 906,000, while NXT had 718,000. And AEW was ranked number 5 on Wednesday night, while NXT was ranked number 2. That was AEW wins yet again. I think currently the standings are, I think AEW is 18. They're like 18-2. I doubt AEW. Yeah. I think it was a better idea to keep NXT like on the network. Or I don't understand why Fox didn't just pick it up. But yeah, AEW at this point now, this is probably the best they're going to get. They're not going to get 1 million. I mean, I think the only time they got 1 million was in their first week. They're fine in this spot. They are, if they decide to move them to Mondays or Fridays, they're going to be live. They are going to reach 1 million. I mean, WWE, they get those ratings because it's WWE. Because as bad as WWE is, they still get viewers. They still get ratings. And for SmackDown, it helps that they're on Fox. They're on a national network. They're on base, so it helps. Unless, again, AEW is improving, but what they need to improve on is their women's division needs to get better. Like, it needs to get better. They need bigger stars, and by that, they can't just keep relying on old WWE guys. Because look, you had a WWE guy as their first ever AEW World Champion, and you had it now their new champion is a former WWE guy. So they need really is just to kind of follow that NXT brand of let's create. And it's weird because it's weird that I'm saying they need to follow NXT even though they're beating NXT, but they need to follow that NXT formula of let's make our own homegrown stars. Let's not go out and constantly get, WWE wrestlers that were unhappy. Let's get younger guys on the independent circuit and make them stars. I mean, I'd be interested if AEW was going to start their own like performance center or their own power plant, which they really should invest in doing something like that. Trent Beretta for the oh boy, not Trent Beretta, but they really should just go out in the indies, and see who's there. Pluck some young talent, bring in some younger talent to AEW and make them into stars. Or, like I mentioned, start their own performance centers. Make a business with territories. Work with OVW, work with who's ever in the area. Kind of like WWE. WWE, worked with OVW. They worked with Deep South Wrestling. They worked with Memphis. And look what that got him. It got him stars like Brock Lesnar. It got him John Cena. It got him Randy Orton. In the future, it got him Roman Reigns. It got him Dean Ambrose. It got him Seth Rollins. So AEW should really invest in branching out and doing business with a lot of these territories, so that way they can see a future star. They can see a future John Cena. They can see a future Batista. Because I've said it over and over again, they need stars. They need guys that people are willing to come in and watch, and not just old WWE guys. So, again, I like what I'm seeing from AEW. I'm not shitting on it. I want it to succeed. I like that there's another company, and not just WWE. I like being able to have options as a fan. So, speaking of WWE, Elimination Chamber is this Sunday, which I forgot, by the way, or as I refer to it, the most unnecessary pay-per-view event of the year. There really should not be any pay-per-view events before Royal Rumble and WrestleMania. I'm not sure if these are the official matches. I mean, they are the official matches. I'm not sure if these are the only matches because I don't know if there are going to be any matches announced, after SmackDown on Friday. But so far, there's 6 matches announced. We'll just go through them. You got Andrade defending the United States Championship against Humberto Carrillo for the 3rd time. I mean, if they're going for a 3rd time, I would assume Carrillo is going to win. I mean, usually in these feuds where it goes more than 2 matches, whenever a feud goes to 3 matches, I just assume that on the 3rd match the other guy is going to win. But I don't know how they feel about Carrillo. It seems like they like him because they're giving him a lot of TV time. But I don't know because I think he's very talented. He's just very bland, in my opinion. He seems like a guy that needs a mask, and not because he's ugly, but because he looks like he's 5. He has the face of an 8-year-old. So this is a guy that needs a mask. Andrade I like a lot more, but it seems like they're a little hesitant to pull the trigger on him because this is not a race thing, but it's the ability to master the English language is always going to hold somebody back because you got to look at it from WWE's perspective, which is if we make this guy the face of the company, if we make this guy the world champion, he's going to have to do the talk show circuits. He's going to have to be on Good Morning America. He's going to be on ESPN. And you could have Zelina do all the talking for him. I mean, that wouldn't be terrible. But it's WWE. You need to do talky. So, and I love Andrade. I say Andrade's going to win this. Next match, I think this was just announced. Aleister Black versus AJ Styles in a no DQ match. He's very good at speaking English, so is Angel Garza. But I'm not sure if they really think the world of Andrade. It's weird because Andrade has the look. He has the talent. If he was able to master the language that Garza and Carrillo did, though, I think he'd really be at on top of things. He'd really be on top of the company food chain. But yeah, next match, Aleister Black versus AJ Styles in a no DQ match. On paper, this sounds like it should be match of the night, but I don't know what they're going to do with it. I'm assuming they made this no DQ because, Meltzer, Uncle Dave, alluded to the fact that WWE might be trying to protect AJ because at the Rumble he had an elbow or shoulder injury, and they're setting up him and Taker at Mania. Oh boy, and they want to protect him, going forward with that match. So, like I said, on paper this should be a great match. But I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know if they're going to have these two actually go out there and work, or it's just going to be a short match. So I don't know how it's going to work. I would say AJ is going to win. Then the Street Profits defending the Raw Tag Team Championships against Seth and Murphy after they just beat them on Monday. I'd say let the Profits win. I don't. The Rollins and Murphy don't need the tag titles. I mean, they really don't, honestly. Keep it on the Profits. They're very talented. People love them. Montez Ford, I mean, the consensus is that he's the more talented one. Better on the mic. Angelo Dawkins looks like he needs to maybe cut a few pounds, but between these two, Ford looks like the more talented one. I'm pretty sure they're going to split them up in by next Mania. So, keep it on the Profits. Next match, you got an Elimination Chamber Tag Team match for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. You got The Miz and John Morrison, the champions, versus The New Day, Big E and Kofi Kingston. The Usos, Jimmy and Jay versus Heavy Machinery. Otis and Tucker versus Lucha House Party. And Serrato and Grand Metalik versus Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode. I would say keep it on Miz and Morrison. Keep it on Miz and Morrison. Let Otis and Tucker win it at Mania. That would be a kind of a heartfelt Mania match. Is to let Otis and Tucker win it, so that way you continue this storyline with Mandy Rose. If Otis wins the tag titles and Mandy Rose is in his arms melting. And that way you can, I don't know, that's just the way I see it. Don't let them win these tag team titles at some bullshit pay-per-view event that nobody cares about. Have them win it at Mania. That would mean something. But yeah, for this, Miz and John Morrison. Keeping the titles. They just won it. Next match, you have a 3-on-1 handicap match for the Intercontinental Championship. Speaking of matches that nobody cares about. You got Braun Strowman as the Intercontinental Champion versus Shinsuke Nakamura, Cesaro, and Sami Zayn. It's weird because this is the Intercontinental title and it's one of the most prestigious titles in the company. But honestly, I'm at the point where I even forget who has the title. 15 years ago, I could probably tell you who the Intercontinental Champion was in that whole year. But I'm at the point where I don't even know who the Intercontinental Champion is. I just barely remembered who the U.S. Champion was. That's how little this title means anymore. Because they gave it to Nakamura, and then they decided to give him the new championship, and the guy wasn't even on the show. How do you give a guy... how do you have a new design for a title and give it to somebody and they're not even on the fucking show? Oh, man. But yeah, Braun Strowman is the Intercontinental Champion. I guess Braun wins. I guess. I say I guess because I don't care. Just keep it on Braun. This seems like they want to keep it on him for a while. I don't know. It's WWE, so you never know what's going to happen. It'd be funny if Sami Zayn won. And it's weird to say it'd be funny because Sami Zayn has always been a great wrestler. But they've reduced him to this comical, kind of cheesy manager gimmick. I mean, it'd be nice if they gave Cesaro a bone. But then again, that's asking for a lot. But I think Braun Strowman's going to win. And then the last match that's actually on the website, it's 6 matches, so this is the 6th match. I'm assuming this is going to be the main event. Because they've already announced Roman Reigns is going to face Goldberg, and Drew McIntyre is already going to face Brock Lesnar. So the main event, from what it looks like, is an Elimination Chamber match. Who's going to face Becky Lynch for the Raw Women's Championship at WrestleMania? Natalya versus Liv Morgan versus Shayna Baszler versus Asuka versus Ruby Riott versus Sarah Logan. Do I even need to say who's going to win? The 2 people in the chat room, do I even need to say who's going to win? Let's go over the list of women again. Natalya, is she going to win? No. No, the answer is no. Is Liv Morgan going to win? I think Liv Morgan it looks amazing. I think she's fucking hot. But is there a chance in hell she's going to go to Mania? No. I mean, her and Ruby Riott would be an interesting match. Actually, you know what? Liv Morgan versus Ruby Riott versus Sarah Logan at Mania, and have it be like a no DQ match. That'd be pretty interesting. I wouldn't mind that. Asuka. As much as I love Asuka, she's in that tag team with Kari. By the way, those women's tag team championships are a waste of time. They're a waste of money. Nobody cares about them, in my opinion. I have to say, in my opinion, because I don't want somebody thinking that I don't want somebody to get offended. Okay, Ruby Riott. As much as I love Ruby Riott, the company obviously does not love her. And you got Sarah Logan. I guess they needed a spot. Shayna's going to win it. This is why I said this pay-per-view is unnecessary. This is why I say there should be no pay-per-view events between Rumble and Mania. Because you could use that time to build up stars. You can use that time to... Yeah, I guess you're right, Maurice. They don't have enough women in the division, but this is why they should just end the brand split. Get rid of the brand split. Go back to having one set of champions, one set of tag champions. Get rid of the U.S. title. Actually, I guess at this point, get rid of the Intercontinental title too. But no pay-per-view events between Mania and Rumble. Use it to build up feuds. Use it to build up these matches that can actually mean something when we watch them. Use it to build up Shayna as a legit badass. Have tournaments. What happened to tournaments? You guys remember tournaments? You guys remember when they used to do tournaments? Those are fun, right? Do tournaments. Do battle royals. Do something. None of these bullshit pay-per-views that nobody cares about. And apparently they're gonna go back to being $60. They're gonna be on ESP. And apparently by this time next year, we're gonna have to pay $60 to watch Elimination Chamber. Which, fuck that. I am not paying $60 to watch this bullshit. You should be charging more money if the product is already good. If something is already good, if something is good, then that's when you charge money. When it sucks, you do not charge money. You do not charge that much money. That's why it is $9.99, and that's why the pay-per-views are free. Because we know they're bad. But it's hey, they're free. We might as well watch them. I am not going to pay $60 to watch this bullshit. If it's the big four, like Mania, SummerSlam, Rumble, Survivor Series, okay, I'll pay for it. But Hell in a Cell? Elimination Chamber? Super Showdown. No, I'm not paying that much fucking money for that. But that's my rant, by the way. But yeah, those are my predictions for Elimination Chamber this Sunday. I will watch it. I will see what happens, but yeah. I mean, who knows? It might be good. I mean, maybe I'm just here being an asshole. Maybe I'm just bitching, just for the sake of bitching. But those are my predictions for Elimination Chamber. Currently, I have NXT on. It's Isaiah Swerve Scott versus Austin Theory. What's y'all's opinion on Austin Theory, by the way? I think they kind of sullied him by just having him go out there and bitch to Ciampa, which I guess it's unfair to say bitch to Ciampa because Ciampa is actually good. But you had him out there in the middle of a segment that had nothing to do with him, and then you had Ciampa and made him look like a punk. You know what I mean? I don't know. But yeah, I don't really have a theory on Austin Theory yet. But I mean, he's kind of generic looking. He just looks like every wrestler on the indies. But I don't know, maybe I need to watch more of him. So I'll give him more of a chance. Isaiah Swerve Scott, I think, is... You know, it's weird. I was complaining about his entrance music. I actually like his entrance music now, because he's very good in the ring. I guess not everyone's supposed to have the same entrance music. I guess when I hear something different, I just kind of like question it. But I like his entrance music. It reminds me of I Saw the Sign. I don't know if you guys are young. I don't know how old you guys are. Maurice and Punk Enigma. But it's a song from the 90s. It's kind of like a mix of, like, I guess, techno. And, I saw the sign. That's me. Punk Enigma is 27, so I think he's old enough to remember it. I don't know how old Maurice is, but that's what the song reminded me of. It's a nice song. I'm not saying it's a bad song. I like it. It's just, I guess when I hear a wrestler come out with something that sounds like it, it's kind of throws me through a loop. But I like it. I like his. That's pretty much the show. They used it in a commercial in the early 2000s too. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they did. That's pretty much the show for tonight, people. Let's see, an hour 22, and then shave off, the 5 minutes I was talking, so it's an hour 17. That kind of meets the mark. Thank you to everybody that came to the Discord chat room. Thank you, Maurice Bear. Thank you, Puck Enigma, for sticking around talking for a bit. Thank you to Jew. I will be back next week, same time, same channel. Actually, 5 p.m. 5 p.m. is the official start time. I don't know if you guys saw, I put in the chat room the new logo for the show, done by Shaheen from Nuclear Heat Graphics. The guy's amazing. There's really no point in me even putting him over, because you already know what I'm going to say. You already know how amazing the guy is. He's amazing. The guy knows what to do. The guy knows what I like. I literally just told him I like A, B, C, and D, but add your own spin to it because I know I'm going to love it, and I love it. For some reason, I wasn't able to put it as the new avatar for my Discord because it said the file was too big. Oh, that's just, I hate when apps do that shit. But yeah, Shaheen, like if you guys need like new graphics for a podcast or a YouTube channel or just anything, like if you're running a wrestling show or if you pretty much just anything, like if you need graphics done, get a hold of the guy. Find him. You can find him on Twitter. You can find him on Facebook. You can find him on Instagram. Just give him a shout out. Message him. Say what you want, and the guy will make it for you. Again, going to shout out. Shout out to Shaheen, Nuclear Graphics. Hit him up. Also, the intro for the show is done by Yuck Nasty. So check Yuck Nasty out. If you're an aspiring artist, if you need a theme song done, if you need a song done for your podcast, YouTube channel, anything, hit up Yuck Nasty. Yuck Nasty's the man. Check out his podcast, Get Into Corner with him and Dr. Baby. Shout outs to Wrestling Soup. Those bastards. I'm playing. I couldn't start a feud with Wrestling Soup if I tried. They would bury me in like seconds before anyone even knew it was a feud. I love Wrestling Soup. I love those guys. I love John Draper. Check him out. Anthony Missionary Thomas, Joey Numbers. Make sure you go to their Patreon. For just $5, you can hear shows like John Draper's show, the Global Balding, which you haven't heard one in a while. You got Don Tony, Kevin Castle with Kevin Castle and Don Tony. Show is every Monday after Raw. Go to their Patreon too, just for $5. You can get 2 Kevin Castle shows. You got Castle Chronicles, which is a solo show, and you got KNT Chronicles with him and our good friend Trez. You can also get Breakfast Soup with Tony and Mish from Soup. You got the Trademark Show with Tyler the Trademark. There's B Show Brian. He has 2 shows. He has the B Show, and he also has a horror show. And the name escapes me. Which you can find him on Spreaker. Who else? You got the Ruben Prime TV podcast with our good friend Ruben. Texas Podcast Massacre with Mitch, Nate, and Lisa. I've been on there 3 times. Not sure when I'm going to be on there again, but it'll happen soon. Then you got Wrestling Court with Julian and Rob. And who else? Pretty much listen to everyone's podcast. My girlfriend just touched my stomach. I don't know why I had to announce it. Pretty much listen to everyone's podcast. Go to my YouTube channel, check out my videos that I have up there. You can listen to the show on there. You can look at my reaction videos. I haven't done a reaction video in a while. I'm also streaming live sex show. That's not something you would pay even $1 to watch. I wouldn't pay that much money to watch. Maybe 50 cents. But you can. I live stream video games on there. Currently on Uncharted, Drake's Fortune. If you're a fan of Uncharted, check it out. Pretty much be doing the whole Uncharted series before Last of Us 2 comes out. And you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, The Drew Yari Show. I also have another podcast, which is called Yari Extra, which that's going to be every other week. It's not going to be every week. So I might do one pretty soon. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Again, I'll be back next week, 5 p.m. Central Time. And thank you to everybody that showed up. Peace out, guys. I will edit and upload the show as fast as I can. Take care.